Right, what's up ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today once again you join me in the Polo GTI. So today's video is going to be all about the cost of ownership of the Polo GTI. It has been a requested video, so hopefully the person who actually requested it, this is for you, so hopefully you enjoy the video. First things first, price of the car depends on how much you have spent on the car. Obviously finance is obviously going to cost more than buying the car outright in cash. At the moment the prime interest rate is sitting at 11.75%. It's obviously not preferred. When trying to buy a car, you want the interest rate to be as low as possible. Okay, so first expense besides the initial cost of the car would be insurance. So insurance is obviously driver dependent, so it depends on what age you are, what driving experience you have, how long you've had your license for, etc, etc. So I am 24 years old this year. I have no accidents. I have never claimed from insurance. I've been driving since I was 18. I have insurance with Naked Insurance, fully comprehensive cover, and I pay about 1,495 Rand a month. This covers everything. With this amount, I do have an excess of 7,500. This means that if I do claim, I have to pay 7,500 Rand to insurance. You can change this amount to be higher or lower depending on sort of your affordability in terms of insurance. So if you, for example, decide to make the excess 15,000, your monthly insurance cost will come down to maybe 1,100 instead of 1,500, for example, and vice versa. If you want 3,500 Rand excess, then you're going to be paying slightly more every month for your insurance. Second cost is going to be fuel for the car. So this car runs on 95. I have Googled to try and see the size of this tank. Google tells me 45 and a 40 litre tank, so I'm still not quite sure how many litres in this car. I would say maybe about 40. We have a fuel slip where I did fill up the other day. The car was almost empty, and it says we spent about 870 Rand and 80 cents, and that was for a total of 37.3 litres. So if you work that out, that comes to about 23 Rand and 34 cents per litre. Since then the fuel price has come down slightly. At the moment it's sitting at about 22.46 for 95. So if you fill up a tank of 40 litres at 22 Rand 46 cents per litre, that'll come to a total of 898 Rand and 40 cents to fill the car up. During the time of owning this car, I've had to replace the battery, as there was a point where the previous owner couldn't afford to drive the car, so the car sat for a while. A new battery, I was quoted at Best Drive for about 3,900 Rand. I thought that was absolutely insane for a battery, and I managed to find a dealer of Willard batteries, and I got the battery for this car with the start-stop system and all that. So it's a very specific battery that you need. I got that battery for 1,956 Rand and 15 cents. I will leave the details to the supplier in the description below. If you are looking for a new battery, hit them up. They will give you the best price possible. Tell them Cameron from Virtually Vid sent you, and they will sort you out. Next, we have new tires. I had to put new tires on this car. When I picked the car up, the tires were pretty much finished. I wasn't looking to spend 3,600 Rand per tire, so I went with one of the cheaper options. So I got 4 18-inch tires with alignment and balancing for 6,770 Rand. That was at High Q Little Falls. I will also leave their details in the description below. Hit them up, they will sort you out. Next, we're going to look at a service. When I picked the car up, the car needed a service. We actually needed a 60,000 K service, but obviously it hasn't hit that amount of Ks yet. It is now on 56,281. So the car went in anyway. So I got a quote at VW for about 6,300 for the major service. And then I also had a look at a DSG service just for interest's sake, so that you guys can also know how much that would cost you. And that was another 6,000. So that comes to about 12,300 for the major service as well as the DSG service, which is quite a lot of money. I can imagine that minor service would not be as much, obviously. So that is more or less worst case scenario at VW what you will be looking at. Next, we are going to have a look at fuel and usage per month. How much does it cost to run a car like this per month? So on average, I can maybe get about 450 Ks off a full tank of fuel. And then let's say, for example, we're going to draw a picture now so that you can get a better idea of what this would cost you in a month, because obviously everyone does different types of mileage and different numbers. The numbers are always going to differ. But let's say, for example, you do 45 kilometers per day to work and back. Okay, 45 times 21 days, or let's say working days, we're going to use 21. That gives you 945 kilometers per month. So that is to work and back. That's excluding any recreational driving, which obviously you're going to want to do. We're then going to take that number of 945, we're going to divide that between how many kilometers you can roughly get off a tank, which we'll say is 450. That gives you 2.1 tanks. So it's going to take you 2.1 tanks of fuel to get you to work and back in a single month if you're doing 45 kilometers a day. That means that the total spend at the current fuel price of 22 Rand and 46 cents, that is going to give you a total of 1,886 Rand and 64 cents on fuel. So that is roughly what you're going to be looking at in terms of fuel cost for the month to get to work and back. Now obviously this is going to differ depending on how you drive. If you drive like an absolute maniac in sports mode all the time, or if you drive in eco mode like I am right now, it is going to differ. Okay, on to the next sheet of paper, ladies and gentlemen. Page 3. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at potential costs of a car each month. So in terms of car installments. So if you're going to look at a similar car, this is a 2019 model. So if you're going to also look at a 2019 with a value of about 400,000, you're going to pay about 8,458 Rand times 72 months at an interest rate of, for argument's sake, we're saying 15%. Obviously the prime rate is 11.75, but we're always adding on because that is exactly what the banks do. They never use the prime interest rate. It could be higher or lower depending. We're then going to add the insurance, which is 1,495 Rand. We then also need to add the fuel cost, the estimation, and for argument's sake, to keep it simple, we'll put 1,900 Rand. Then we need to add the maintenance. So what we have then done is we have taken the amount of 6,300 for the service. We are then adding 6,770 for the tires. Then we are going to then divide that total amount by 12 to get the estimated amount per month for maintenance. So this will be for service and tires. Roughly 1,089 Rand and 16 cents per month for maintenance alone. So now if we add the maintenance to the rest of the costs, the car cost of 8,458, the insurance per month cost of 1,495, as well as the fuel estimation per month of 1,900, together with a maintenance cost of 1,089 Rand and 16 cents, we then come up with a grand total of 12,942 Rand and 16 cents per month. So that is roughly, plus minus, very roughly, the amount that this car will cost you every single month. Now that obviously depends on the current interest rates, the current fuel prices, as well as your driving type, how far work is, how much fuel you're going to use in a month. So that is quite a rough but calculated amount that you can work off of. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and we'll see you in the next video.